four. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Di da di di da di di da di da 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 di da 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 di da 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 da. Di da di da di da. Di da di di da 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 di da. Preparing the Krabby Patty.
Toilet paper taste. I like buying toilet paper taste. I like buying toilet paper.
Try your best to learn to be in the toilet. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. Copyright.
Well, ever since last week, and the comments made by the director of My Pet Monster, I've been doing a little thinking, asking myself some questions, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Just really where I want to be? Pathetic loser? So I do what I always do when I get really depressed. I watch old nostalgic TV. Sergeant Slaughter, you represent a simpler time, when your last name could also represent illegal war crimes, or when your biggest problem was not collecting the latest action set. Fight the good fight, Sergeant Slaughter.
Making a surprise! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pie!
Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies. I remember when the lime fresh from the sewer actually sounded appetizing.
Fresh from the sewers to you!
God, is this the only thing to bring me pleasure? Just pure pathetic nostalgia? I'm a wreck! Aw, there, critic. It's not so bad. It is so bad! Get out of here! Fine.
Nothing to live for.
And close your eyes controversy.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth?
God damn it, Canada.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste. You could get sick. Real quick.
Really? You were looking for a word to
What is your desire, Master? What is? Pretty cool bananas.
If you don't know just what it is, don't put it in your mouth. If you don't know just what it is, don't put it in your mouth.
Just play it. Y'all know what's coming. It's a rape whistle.
Completing my disguise. Go with you.
Good afternoon, sir. Could we interest you in some chocolate? Did you say chocolate? That's right. Chocolate. I gotta go.
To make fun of.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Except if that something in your mouth is the person that you love. Thank you for watching my commercial special. Tune in next time where I hope to lose even more of you. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and remember,
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Sometimes I just don't feel fresh.
We've invaded you. Please respect us, or else we might invade as well. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
The ocean. From above,
Excuse me?
from above.
Could you please say that again?
Please join me as we explore the fragile beauty of nature's underwater world. I'm Jean-Michel Cousteau. Has taken millions of years to build the limestone skeleton. It has
What are you looking at, you hockey puck?
little fish. I'm trying to make a documentary film.
A film? A film? I've always wanted to be in a film.
Frying Dory now. Can you make frying Dory now? Can you? No. Oh, okay.
Hey, Dad, you know everything about an M&M.
let's just get to it. Commercials!
After these messages.
After these messages.
After these messages.
After these messages.
We'll be right back.
Hey kids, remember when Chuck E. Cheese made Showbiz Pizza disappear? Under mysterious circumstances. Well, this is how they used to advertise on TV.
The most advanced video game you can play is awaiting your discovery at Showbiz Pizza Place.
Actually, maybe the reason they ran out of business is because they put fog machines on top of their video games for some reason. Come on, I can't see the princess cleavage! It also doesn't help that each game was given one giant dark room to itself. It's about as cost-effective as Willy Wonka shrinking down his giant chocolate bars. But who gives a shit? He's playing Dragon's Lair. The most gorgeous robbery of your money ever. We lost so many quarters to this thing because we had to keep reminding ourselves we weren't watching a movie. Oh, I hope Dirk's reunited with his Russian mouse family. I mean, damn it, I'm playing a game! Why didn't this ever become a movie? Wouldn't that have made sense? Wouldn't you want...
An M&M.
Let me talk. The ocean where you live evaporates to form clouds. The clouds produce snow. The snow melts, feeding rivers, irrigation, drinking water, then down drains through sewers, all back to the sea. Everyone, everywhere affects the ocean.
Don't touch me, motherfucker. I did not.
I will bring it to you.
A million thanks. before he discovers when I have taken the lamp.
When he had exchanged the worthless copper lamp for the precious magic lamp, the magician hurried to a secret hiding place outside the gates of the city. Then, when darkness had fallen, he summoned the genie of the lamp and commanded him to transport him, together with the princess of the palace, to far-off Egypt. So it was that when I returned, I found the palace and my beloved princess gone. Deep was my grief as I wandered about the city in search of some trace of the princess. Then I was told of the old lamp merchant, and I knew what had happened. I must summon the genie. But how? The magic lamp was in the hands of the magician. All at once I remembered the magic ring which I still wore. Quickly I rubbed my hand over it. As we left Nottingham Town and took the road toward Sherwood Forest, I noticed the smile on the sheriff's face. Oh, how proud he was of himself and the advantage he had taken of the poor, stupid butcher. We did not speak until we came to the edge of the forest. Then I stepped down from the wagon. My brothers wait for me just beyond that clump of trees, sire. If you will give me the 300 pounds, I will call them.
First, I would see what I have purchased with my 300 pounds.
You do not trust me, sire? If it is your thought that I lie, then you are free to dissolve our bargain and return to Nottingham Town.
You have my trust, Butcher. You have my trust. Here, there is your 300 pounds. Now show me what my money has purchased.
Aye, Lord Sheriff, you shall see immediately.
What blow you that horn, Butcher?
I only summon my brothers, sire. Before the sounds of my horn had died, we were surrounded by Little John, Allen, Adale, and the others. The sheriff's eyes widened in amazement and his face pale.
What? You are Robin Hood, and he's outlawed.
Aye, Lord Sheriff, these are my brothers, and this is the land we cannot plant, and the deer you see beyond the trees are the horned beasts we cannot sell. I have told you the truth, and you've paid 300 pounds to hear it. And now, my Lord Sheriff, I suggest you turn back to Nottingham Town, unless you wish to join us in Sherwood Forest.
You shall all hang for this, every one of you. I myself will spring the trap.
The next morning, with the coming of the day, David left the sheep with another of our brothers and did as father had commanded him. And in time he came to the valley of Elah and our tents on the mountain, on a day when we engaged the Philistines in battle. David went among the wounded in our tents and asked after his brothers. And when he said he was David, son of the Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah, they told him that we were in battle with the Philistines. Then David stood on the mountain above the valley of Elah and watched, and his heart ached to be with us. But he remembered his father's words and bided his time. When the fighting had ceased and Saul's 1,000 had returned to their camp to rest and care for their wounded, David went among them, searching for Abinadab and Shammah and me. Then did he hear the murmur of voices and a strange look on the faces of the soldiers as they turned toward the valley below. As David sought to determine the course for the excitement, one of the soldiers pointed toward the valley, as did the others. David looked where the soldier pointed, and his eyes were filled with astonishment. From the camp of the Philistines strode a giant of a man, the one called Goliath. His height was more than 8 feet, and he had a helmet of brass on his head, and he was dressed in a coat of mail. It was guessed that the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass, more than 160 pounds. Upon his legs were coverings of brass, and a plate of brass was on his chest. The shaft of his spear was more than the height of a normal man, and there were those who would swear that the iron head of his spear would weigh 20 pounds. As this giant, Goliath, approached the foot of the mountain where we were camped, he raised his spear, and the men grew quiet.
You, soldiers of Israel, why have you set yourselves in battle formations? We are Philistines, and you are only servants to Saul. The force
dawn the following day, it turned out pretty much as the two mice prophesied. Cinderella was routed out of bed by the stepmother and put to work weeding the garden. Suddenly, an elegantly dressed rider astride a great white horse galloped into view. He reined his horse to a stop in front of the girl. Now the horseman announced loudly that he had a message for the mistress of the house.
From whom?
From the king, that's from whom, said the rider. And the rider thrust the letter at the startled girl and ordered her to take it inside to the lady of the house. And then he wheeled his horse and was off in a cloud of dust.
From the king. Oh, it must be terribly important. Stepmother, stepmother, here's a terribly important letter for you.
Well, don't just stand there quivering. Here, give it to me. Let me see. What's all this about? It's an announcement of a big ball being held by the king's son. Listen to this. All subjects of your royal highness are hereby asked to attend the big ball to be held in the royal castle this evening. Signed, hopefully yours, the prince. Girls, So, lie there, you who are supposedly more fair than I. Now I am the most beautiful of all.
Now, when the queen returned to her castle, she went immediately into her chamber and questioned her magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
O queen, who does before me stand? Thou art the fairest in the land.
And now the queen was satisfied. But while she primped and preened before her mirror, admiring herself, the dwarfs returned to their cottage after their day's work. When they opened the door and saw their beloved Snow White lying unconscious on the floor, they gathered her up in their arms and placed her on her bed. She lay very still. The dwarfs did all they could to revive her, but nothing would bring her back to life, and they all began to weep.
She's gone.
Our lovely Snow White's gone.
Who could have done it? The queen. Yes, the wicked queen.
How could she do such a thing?
She's jealous.
For 3 days, the 7 little dwarfs cried, but their weeping did not revive Snow White. She lay still without breathing under the poisonous spell. And yet she looked beautiful and full of health. Still the dwarfs kept watch over her. The days passed into weeks, the weeks into months, and the months into years.
Just play it. You all know what's coming.
It's a rape whistle.
Completing my disguise.
Go with you.
Canada. I make fun of you with this because you have nothing else to make fun of.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Except if that something in your mouth is the person that you love. Thank you for watching my commercial special. Tune in next time where I hope to lose even more of you. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and remember,
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you find it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Sometimes I just don't feel fresh.
my God, that was beautiful. I don't know who you are, fish-eyed lens fat man, but you are my new personal hero. God bless you.
Where can you catch a 150 Pokemon? On your Game Boy, that's where.
Ah, bullshit. Fucking cop-out. How do you get a Game Boy from a bus?
Pokemon from
You know what? Screw it. Through the power of emotional denial, I will rewrite this ending in my head the way I want it.
Where can you catch a 150 Pokemon?
Happy thoughts. A nice dark idea, even if it does need to go too happy near the end. Pika, die!
And another thing,
You're ugly.
That's not very nice.
no. Buzz, look, an alien! Buzz, look, an alien!
Steady, steady.